The Cowboys will be lucky if they win 6 games this season. There, I said it. Hey guys, I'm Channing Curtis, a former sports reporter turned news anchor. Let's overreact this afternoon. All right, before we get to the Cowboys, let's start things off by recapping college football. So, of course, the AP came out with their newest list of the top 25. Alabama jumped Texas, and yes, I'm salty about it, to, of course, move into that number 1 spot. Of course, this comes on the heels of their big win over Georgia over the weekend. Now, this was pitting a number 4 Alabama against number 2 Georgia. Alabama won the game in such an unbelievable fashion. Listen, I have watched Georgia for the last several years, have not missed a single one of their games. And I can attest to the fact that they always start off slow. Like, they do not play in the first half. But they didn't play in the first half. They didn't play in the third quarter. Like, it was weird how poorly they showed up. I really felt bad for their quarterback at one point. I will say this game seemed like a complete fluke. Now, do I feel like Georgia is the team that they have been in the past, that kind of powerhouse? No, this squad is not that squad from years past. But I didn't expect them to go down like that against Alabama. I expected more of what the fourth quarter looked like, a little bit more of a back and forth. I didn't expect that first half. I'm like, I've seen Alabama play this year, but they haven't really played anybody, so I was a little shocked by how well they played Georgia as well. Now, again, Alabama now jumps to number 1. They're number 1. Texas is number 2. And everybody's talking about, well, they jumped Texas because, well, Texas hasn't played anybody other than the fact that Texas beat Michigan at home. But whatever. I understand. Leave your hateful comments in the comment section. I don't really care. I don't feel like Alabama should be number 1. I am going to lean into the fact that I hate Alabama with everything in me, and I just never feel like they should be number 1. I don't care. Now, rounding out the top 5, Ohio State remains in 3rd place. Tennessee moved up to 4th place, and Georgia now moves down to number 5. Not a bad slip for them. Now, speaking of Texas, though, Texas had a big win over Mississippi State this weekend with Arch Manning back starting while Quinn Ewers rests up. Texas will be on a bye week this week, and they will need it because the next 2 weeks they face off against Oklahoma and then Georgia. Okay, now we can get to the NFL. So, of course, the Cowboys and the Giants kick things off for this week of NFL games on Thursday night. I will be the first to admit that I was super worried about this game. I thought it was going to be the most abysmal showing of football that I had seen in a really long time, but it actually was not that bad. It really wasn't. The Cowboys, of course, pulled off that win against their NFC East division rival. And I have to say it, I am not impressed with this team. If anything, I am unimpressed with this team. I mean, now I said it when Dan Quinn left, that I felt like our defense was going to be lacking. And I argued with a lot of people on social media about this one. And I think if you look at the Dallas Cowboys defense and compare that to what the Washington Commanders are doing right now, I think you'll understand my argument a bit more. I will forever say I think Dan Quinn is a phenomenal defensive coach. I think he's an okay head coach, and I think we will see that in Washington. Will he lead his team to the championship? Quite possibly. But will they also lose in the most catastrophic fashion? Also possibly. Anyways, though, the Cowboys defense isn't their only concern. And I am one of those people, I am not laying all the blame on Dak. I absolutely am not. I think we need a lot of work. I think that the Cowboys are just missing players, and they are just going to be a lackluster team this year. So let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you think the Cowboys can, in any way, shape, or form, now bounce back now that they are 2-2? Or do you think this is just a rebuilding season? You know, a lot of people, especially a lot of sports figures in Dallas, are talking about maybe Jerry Jones is just trying to maybe not quite tank this year, but just kind of throwing this season away so that then they can get Bill Belichick as head coach. I don't know. I could see that happening. In other NFL news, the New York Jets looked absolutely terrible losing to the Denver Broncos. The Eagles in their game against Tampa Bay looked like the Eagles of late last season when they went on a bit of that losing spree there. In Kansas City, well, they just look like themselves. They kind of always look good. Like, is anybody really going to beat them this year? Then, of course, for Monday Night Football, we have 2 games. One of the worst games probably ever. We'll see the Tennessee Titans play the Miami Dolphins. Tennessee hasn't won a game, and Miami's only won 1. Which leads me to our question of the day. Do we really need 2 Monday Night Football games? I mean, just really think about it. Like, yes, more football you would think would be better. But it seems to me, especially since we've gone to these 2 Monday night games, that one of the games at least is terrible, if not both of them. Like, you very rarely get 2 semi-decent games. Usually you just get 1 okay game. I personally think that we need to go back to just having one Monday night game. I think it's just too oversaturated and nobody cares about these games on Monday night. Like I remember growing up as a kid, like that was the game that you wanted to see, the Monday night football game. Now it's the Sunday night game, and maybe the league should take notice and kind of restructure their television contracts. But let me know what you think. Maybe you're a big fan of the 2 Monday night football games. Make sure to leave your thoughts there in the comment section and let me know what you think. All right, friends, I am done overreacting on this Monday. As always, give me a like and hit that subscribe button so you can make sure and overreact with me every Monday following football game day.